Now, this goes without saying, but really, the best investment you can possibly make in your entire life is the investment that you make in yourself. Now, of course, you might be wondering, where am I going to go with this? Well, stick around and find out. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, your place for all the latest tips and tricks to uplive your life. I'm your host, Matty Beard. Today's episode, my favorite things to invest in. Now, it goes without saying that the most important thing you could possibly invest in life is yourself. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into this and break things down into three separate investments that I think are worthy investments and something that you may or may not need in your life. Now, when we generally think of investments, most of us picture stock markets, bar graphs, boring banker stuff that we just really don't care too much about. Now, while this is an important part of investing, it's really not for everybody. So I'd like to break down a few different strategies so we can have a better understanding of what investing really is. Now, when I think about wealth, I like to think of an analogy about stretching. As the yogi who stretches and spends an entire lifetime working on his flexibility in his body, the investor spends a lifetime spreading his earnings so that he may have flexibility in life. Monetary wealth is nothing more than what is earned from providing value to others, as well as what is earned through investing and compounded interest. So now, let's imagine that you have a little bit of money that you started to put to aside, and you're wondering, what's the next step? Well, aside from getting into real estate, hard assets such as gold, silver, and oil, which we're not really going to get into today, we're going to try to keep it a little more simple and more towards the smaller guy or gal. Now, of course, for the investor that is not looking to do any of the hard work, just wants to have someone manage their money, I would say there are multiple financial advisors out there that will help you take your money and put it into investments based off of your level of risk. And of course, you will pay a fee for their service. Now, what's becoming more and more popular these days is what's called the Robo Advisor. Now, this is similar to the personal advisor, yet, of course, it's a robot. And you would use one of these new websites or apps, type in your type of investment style, whether you want high risk, low risk, how long you tend to hopefully invest for, and the computer algorithm will figure out the style that's right for you. Now, of course, this is cheaper than the personal advisor, yet you still will be paying a small premium, and of course, you won't be getting that personal touch that you would be getting with the personal advisor. So this is kind of the middle ground. And of course, next we go into the person looking for that do-it-yourself, hands-on approach wanting to really dive deep and learn about where their money is going, and willing to go on YouTube, do the research, and have a more hands-on approach to their investment style. And for this, I would say there is a number of new do-it-yourself applications. Of course, things like Wealthsimple Trade, Questrade. These are both very great options for the do-it-yourself investor. I will leave a link in the description below for both Questrade and Wealthsimple Trade to get yourself started. Use the promo code, get yourself some free stuff. Keep in mind though, as a beginner, I would potentially lean more towards the Wealthsimple Trade aspect, as you can start with as little as $1, though I would hope you would be investing a little bit more than that. But hey, gotta start somewhere. Now, if you follow me on my Instagram or Facebook, then I'm sure you're aware that I've been challenging myself with a handstand a day, every day, since the new year. And this has had an amazing impact on my life. And that leads to the next investment, which I believe is by far the best investment we can make, and that is the investment we make on our health. Now, what do I mean about health? Well, for one, eating well, diet, eating lots of whole foods, leafy greens, vegetables, trying to cut down on the processed foods, the sugary foods, and the carbohydrates, drinks, and all the, the sugary stuff that we so often love to get our hands on. Another part of our health would be sleep. Now, I'm not going to go into how most humans these days are probably quite far off from the natural circadian rhythm that we should be, but I will address such things as having a proper bedtime routine. Super important. Wind down and cutting down screen time can have huge benefits to our sleep quality, and also just cutting down on our consumption of food and beverages leading up an hour or two before bedtime. It can have significant impact on our quality of rest and our quality of life. And last but not least, exercise. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. At least that's what my dad used to say. But in all seriousness, keeping fit will keep you living longer and feeling better for longer going into your old age. And I don't know about you guys, but I sure as heck want to be feeling great going into my old age and being able to be flexible and strong and able to enjoy myself. And that will lead us into our third investment, which is an elusive one, yet one I think worth mentioning. And that is happiness. Now, you might be thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? And before you get all up in arms and go back to scrolling on Facebook, hear me out for a minute. We tend to spend most of our lives pushing ourselves fairly hard and not giving ourselves the credit we deserve. I know this from personal experience, and I'm sure there's more than one of you out there that feels the same way. So when you're old, broken, and haven't invested in any of the things I've talked about in this video, at least you'll have the beautiful memories of sitting with friends around a campfire, watching a sunset or sunrise with a loved one, enjoying good conversation, or just those little moments that really make up life and give it meaning. So take the time to invest in your happiness and those little moments. Because let me tell you, there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Only Skittles scattered along the way. So enjoy the little things while you can, because you don't want to end up with no investments at all. So there you have it. My 3 favorite things to invest in. Please leave a comment down below. And as always, if you got value from this content, please hit that subscribe button, give a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Matty Beard out.